Hello, everybody. All right, welcome to the mic stand. Today is, of course, Sunday. Today is Sunday, August 23rd, 2026. Let's see. Friendly reminder, everybody, of course, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people to engage. I'd be appreciated. Also, if anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and ask questions. I'll try to answer will try to answer the questions best of our ability. So before we talk about what's on tap for tonight, I'm going to hand it off to Rick for a moment to
promote something.
Yeah, if you want to introduce yourself, promote some stuff, while you're.
Well, as my thing there says, I am Rick Piper, creator of the Canadian Shield, founder of Cross Comics, and I just put a link to my YouTube channel there. So if anybody wants to go check that out, you can probably find out a whole bunch more about me there, and links to a whole bunch of other stuff that I have. So I'll just say that for now. Mike? Bye.
Yeah, sorry, I was checking. I didn't even realize I had my. So that's it then for now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Net Series saying hello, Rick and Mike. All right, so this is what's on tap for tonight. We're going to be going over comics that went on sale from September 1940. Continuing that, this week we're going to be focusing on what went on sale from Novelty Press. We're looking at Target Comics number 10 and Blue Bolt number 6. We're only going to be reading 2 stories tonight, partly because of the fact we're going to be introducing some characters, Target and the Targeteers. We've been doing that, and then we'll get into the reading. And then, of course, we'll have This Day Needs History segment. Later on.
Okay.
All right.
That's
good. So, with that, anything more you want to say, Rick, before we get going here?
Not that I can think of.
All right, so then why don't we just go ahead and start getting going here? We're going to introduce everybody to Target and the Targeteers. Let's take a quick peek at that, and then we will get, of course, into the readings. So it's doing brilliantly.
Shameless shilling. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Alrighty then. So with that, let's go ahead and take a quick peek here. So the Target and the Targeteers. Target and the Targeteers. The Target and the Targeteers are fictional characters, a trio of superheroes who first appeared in 1940 in Target Comics, in parentheses, after which the characters were named, under the parentheses, from Novelty Press. Now, Target Comics is a comic debuted before the character did, we all know. Also home to Bullseye Bill, among other characters. Anyways, the history here, this is, of course, more the publication history. So, Target Comics debuted with a premiere issue cover dated February 1940, on sale date September 1940. But it was cover dated February 1940, but it was not until issue number 10. Okay, yeah, that's right, Target Comics. November 1940, when that the Target first appeared. The 2 Targeteers were introduced the following issue. The characters were created by Dick Briefer using the pseudonym Dick Hamilton. The Targeteers appeared in Target Comics through issue number 95. Target itself ended with issue number 105. We won't go through the fictional biography. We will just hit up the quickie stuff, but we'll just look through here the publication history here. The series was penciled by Bob Wood with Jerry Robinson and George Rosas providing inks, background, and letters during the early issues. Rosas recalled, quote, Bob was just starving at the time, trying to meet his deadlines. So I used to stay up all night for 2 or 3 days in a row while everyone fell asleep, helping out, unquote. In 1999, the Target appeared without his partners. In issue number 24 of the AC Comics title, Men of Mystery Comics. In 2008, the Target and the Targeteers were among the many public domain characters to appear in Project Superpowers, a miniseries from Dynamite Entertainment. The heroes were given new powers in this series. Also in 2008, issue number 2 of Age of Adventure comic, Legendary Heroes, featured reprints of Golden Age stories of Target and Targeteers. Now we'll go over here real quick and just go through the synopsis here with this stuff. Publication information, publisher, Novelty Press, first appearance, Target Comics, number 10, November 1940, created by Dick Hamilton. In-story information, Alter Ego, Niles Reed. Partnerships, the Targeteers. Abilities, bond with teammates, see below. Espionage skills, scientific knowledge, wear the bulletproof costume. So, I don't know if he had, like, per se, any superpowers, but, all right, hey, Metal. I'm in Middles here.
Hey, Metal.
I just got out of bed, but I've been awake for an hour.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, I know how that feels too sometimes. You just kind of like, you sit there and you lie in bed because you don't necessarily feel like getting up per se. Your body just doesn't want to get up. So, anyways, let's go ahead now that we did that part. Let's go ahead and track down comic we will read for the night here.
So have you been able to get that other site up yet or not?
No, I have, I don't think the last couple of weeks I haven't tried because I had other stuff going on, so I haven't even tried as much. But actually, I think I did try this past week, but it still isn't coming up. So unless Metal knows something that I don't,
It's because it was nearly 10 when I finally fell asleep. Well, 10 your time, of course, which is 3 hours. It's only 5 his time, so 7 hours of sleep approximately, or 6 hours. Because he's in your time zone.
Well, I think he's he's in. I think he's in
Arizona.
So I think he's actually an hour ahead of me. I think he might.
No, because where he is, I guess.
Well, yeah,
Arizona,
no daylight savings. That's right. So
yeah.
So it might be the same. We're on the same.
Yeah, because I know right now he's 3 hours behind me, so which is what you are.
Yeah, all right. Let's see now. All right. All right. So here we go. Here's Target. The November cover date, September. On sale date of September 1940. Here, Target Comics. 64 pages. Target 10 cents, 15 cents in Canada. Featuring the Target, Space Hawk, White Streak, Bullseye Bill, and Lucky Bird. Okay, I do need to go off camera here for a quick moment. So I'll be right back. So, Rick, you want to chat with the chat for a moment?
Yeah.
Actually,
Metal says, yeah, it isn't that I'm in his time zone. It's that our time zones overlap during the summer until DSC, daylight savings time, change again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
For me, it results in the same thing. And is it specifically Arizona doesn't adopt it, or that whole time zone doesn't adopt it? Although, because I think Alberta adopts it, and I think they would be in the same time zone. It's confusing. It's just Arizona stays in Mountain Standard Time, while the rest of the mountain area goes to MDT. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was that. Okay. So, well, probably done this. Yeah, it looks well obvious. I'm not. Yeah, I think I've done it with him before, this company, because I remember Blue Bolt, I think. But not all Arizona. The northeastern Navajo territory does the DST for some bizarre reason. Yeah, just catching up.
all right. So, anyways, let's get into the story here. Um, and we read all that. So,
Hawaii doesn't do DST, but that is a different time zone way off near the international date line. Yeah.
all right. So, Target. Beware, criminals. The target is here. As a major war in Europe, few of us realize that we are faced with an equally dangerous enemy here in our own country, crime. Can one man succeed in wiping it out where the police have failed? And look at all that's going on right there.
Yeah, all the criminals running and shooting at him.
Mm-hmm. In the office of Grover T. Whitney, publisher of the New York Globe. I'll be Whitney, and then you can be the other guy right there. Am I going crazy? What kind of newspaper is this? Full page ad, and I don't know anything about it or how it got there. Is everyone crazy?
But, Mr. Whitney.
What am I paying you guys for anyway? The target. Who is he? What is he? It's the craziest thing I ever heard of. Look at this.
I would if I could, but I can't, so I shan't, so I won't, so I don't. But I will on the next page.
Actually, the next page is a repeat of what we just read, so I guess kind of messed up on something here. Didn't pick up on something. My warning to all criminals is go straight. I will prove to you that crime does not pay. The Target. This edition will hit the stands any minute. I can't stop it now. Why, we'll be the laughing stock of the town.
But Mr. Whitney, we received $5,000 and a copy for the ad by mail with instructions to rush it through for this edition.
So I'll let you be the radio voice there.
Well, Lynn Sacramento says the store Target should buy the rights to this character and repay him with a bright red outfit as an alternate mascot alongside Spot the dog.
Yeah. Oh, he was.
This character's public domain, probably. So you could probably just use him. But yeah, I get you, Metal.
That evening, as millions of people throughout the country listened to a nationwide radio program. Why, Dick, the music stopped. Huh? Attention, please!
I thought I was doing the radio.
Huh? What was that?
I thought I was supposed to do the radio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Attention, please. Again, I issue my warning to all criminals. Go straight. Remember, the target is watching you. Hey, Eric Boyd. How are you?
Eric's here. Hey, Eric. Thanks for popping in. Friendly reminder to everybody, if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the screen, see if we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best. We will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So, yeah, okay. I didn't realize maybe I should have done the radio there because I think that was a target. But anyways, next night in an estate and in an East Side hangout. You can do all these characters right here, Rick.
Hey, look! I just got a telegram from the Target. And I couldn't sleep last night thinking of the job we pulled last week. You guys? Oh, blammy. It's probably
Actually, Rick Holt, I think it's pronounced balmy.
Yeah. You guys are balmy. It's probably just some nut from an insane asylum.
The strangest thing just happened, Marge. I called Meridian 3-1300 for the correct time, and a voice said, Beware beware the target is watching. It must be a new gag. A grill in Times Square. I'll let you do the two guys right there.
But I tell you, Jake, this target guy's got me scared, whoever he is. You're nuts. It's probably a stunt by the G-men down in Washington.
Well,
And Eric Boyd says the target and the targeteers are indeed public domain.
yep. Well, we did note that earlier when I did the intro. Eric kind of went over it at the beginning of the show there. So, anyways, let's see. While the entire nation wonders about the mysterious target, let's visit Boss Baron, king of the underworld, and his gang. I'll be Boss Baron. You can be the henchman there. There it is, boys. Over $2 million. Now let's see with my share taken out, that leaves you 250 grand for each of you.
250. Jeez. Wow. Me for Miami Beach. Eric says, good job on the voices, guys. And then Metal says, then they should just use it for their own version. A new red outfit that matches their story. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Eric. And then all right. What do you mean, Miami? You're not thinking of taking a run out powder, are you?
Pampas, things is getting awfully warm around these parts. And besides, 250 G's, why that's worth going straight for anyway.
You ought to know better than to talk like that, Slinky. Nobody ever walks out on Boss Baron alive. Dang!
Ah!
If anyone else has any ideas about a vacation, speak up now. All right, boys. Now that we understand each other, we've got one more big job to do. Listen. Slinky was right about one thing. It is getting hot around here for us. But there's a way, our way out. See? A way by which we can spend our dough in a foreign country in place with
In
no
peace.
one to in peace with no one to bother us. There's a certain new high explosive that will kill anyone within an 8-mile radius. See, well, I've been in touch with Bahrainian secret agent. His country wants the formula.
Now, all I've got to say is he better not be thinking about Canada. coming here. Well, the other thing I was thinking, this guy's thinking about going after one more job, going straight, so to speak, or going on the low. Yet he kills this guy for thinking about doing it one job sooner, when he probably could have just convinced him to do one more job. What an idiot!
Well, yeah, I mean that. Well, we know the logic of comics, right, Rick?
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay.
This is the logic of bad guys.
Yeah, it's like with him being the boss, it's like no, you don't say when we take a break. I say when we take a break. That I think was his point.
Yeah.
There's only two places the formula is: in a secret vault in Washington and in the brain of a certain Professor James K. Phipps, the inventor. If we produce it, we can live the rest of our lives as protected citizens of Borania. Suddenly, the music that had been coming from the radio ceases. This is my, and I'm taking over the radio because I think it is the target who's speaking. So, this is my last warning to you, Boss Barone. You'll not get away with this, so don't attempt it. If you do, you'll have to contend with the target. Wow, it's almost like he was there in the room somehow and found out.
I think he's bugged all the radios everywhere.
Maybe.
Or the phones or something like that. Anyways. This target guy kind of gives me the creeps, boss. Maybe we ought to lay off this job?
What are you, a bunch of yellow rats? That guy's a phony. Well, are you backing out on me now?
What was it, boss? I guess you're right.
The next night, at the heavily guarded Park Avenue mansion of Professor James K. Phipps. It's getting awfully dull guarding this place, eh, Pat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Rick.
Oh, yeah. But I wouldn't want to swap places with the professor, though. You're not going to read that?
At the servant's entrance. Look! There's a truck pulling up.
What would they be wanting at this hour? Uh-oh. We got a package for Professor Phillips.
I think it's Phipps, but anyways. Bring it in this way. Bring it in this way. But as the men start in with the package.
Okay, we got him, boss.
Set these coppers in the truck, boys. Now we'll take care of the others out front.
This is the last one, boss.
Good. Now we have only the servants to deal with. Then for our little visit with Professor Phipps. The servants are soon taken care of. Now for the professor.
And Meadow says howdy, or Eric says howdy to Meadow, and Meadow says howdy to Eric.
Yeah.
It's going all. Is the old boy going to be surprised at this visit?
He's reading a book over there at his desk easy now.
All right, put him up. We got you covered.
With pleasure, gentlemen. I've been waiting for you.
Hey, look, on his chest, a target. Why? Why, he must be the target.
You think? Right you are. I am the target. I see you didn't take my advice. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, boss, let's give him the works.
The thugs guns roar, but ha 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 ha. Well, I'll be.
The guy won't drop.
Sorry to disappoint you about the professor. He decided to take a short vacation for his health. As for those playthings of yours, you'd better put them away. Bullets are no good against the target. Why? Didn't why didn't the shots kill or injure the target? Is it that the professor some
He possesses.
super quality making him immune from bullets? No, the target is an ordinary human being, just as you and I. He wears a suit of light, flexible, bulletproof metal underneath his uniform. The red area shows shows that for
Portion.
that portion of his body which it covers. Only his face and legs are unprotected. So, needless to say, them trying to shoot low probably wouldn't work either.
Well, depends on how low they go. If they shoot his legs, it'll work just fine. If they shoot his face,
but I was kind of trying to be funny there, Rick.
Yeah.
Because you look at the suit, and how it's form fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may not be able to. The bullets themselves may not per se do much damage, but I'm sure the impact wouldn't feel too good in that region.
Oh yeah. His hands are vulnerable too, along with his, part of his face and his neck.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's continue on here.
But at least it's a little bit better than what I was thinking. I was thinking it was just going to be the target area that was thing, because people will naturally shoot at the target.
Yeah, it's almost like the natural thought would be, well, you put a target on your chest, that's exactly where people are going to shoot for, right?
Yeah, sort of like the Batman thing, where that's what they say nowadays anyways. Mendel says it's even bolder if he only reinforced the area behind the target, knowing that most people couldn't resist aiming directly at it. And I'm basically saying what I was just saying.
Yeah. Anyways, we continue on here. The target, which He wears on it the target which he wears on his chest, besides being his trademark, often causes his enemies to shoot at it instead of his face. A trick of simple psychology.
Just as we were all saying.
The gunman continued to blaze away at him, but the target retaliates with a scornful laugh. Ha 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 ha! Huh? The target advances upon the thugs. Come on, we can take care of him without guns. Want to play, huh?
Let's get him.
All right, boys, come and get it. Well, that's one less.
Oh.
So, you like to throw things?
Phil, stop!
A terrific blow forces the target to release his grip on the thug.
Hello, Fitzchozo.
Fitzchozo's here, huh? Hey, Fitzchozo. Quick friendly reminder, everybody, if you haven't already, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people to engage, I'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, anyways, let's see where we go from here.
Last panel, I believe.
Yeah. Who crashes against the wall as the target drops to the floor semi-conscious.
Boom. Eric says hello to Fitzchozo.
All right. Just getting back into Blender. It's mainly for my alt account. So.
Okay, cool.
All right, so let's see now. All right. Now's our chance. Let's beat it.
Yeah, but we can't leave Mike. He's a cold. Wake up, Mike. We're leaving. What? What round is it?
The target regains his senses, so they think they'll get away. As Barone and his men push for the door, the target follows at full speed. Look at that flying leap right there.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think whether that is too big or not. That the spread out. Whether he's
he'd have to somehow twist and flip around to get it. Because I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to flip over them and get right in front of them.
Oh yeah, I get that, but I'm just thinking with their size compared to his size there, I think whoever drew him might have drew him a bit too long.
What you're saying is you think the perspective is off.
Yeah, a little bit. Metal might have a Metal or even Eric. I'd like to get their perspective on that shot.
No, you don't. Oh no, you don't. The target always keeps his promise. And this is no exception.
Help! Metal says he was taller than the door in that panel. So I think that's Metal sort of agreeing with me that they drew him probably a little bit too long or high. Give him too much height because it depends on how you want to say it.
All right. So,
But I do like that kneeling shot him there.
yeah. Another bullseye for the target. And this for you. Holy smoke! He's flattened them all. I'm getting out of here fast. Oops. You'd better hurry, Barone. You'd better hurry, Barone. I'll be right after you. With lightning speed, the target throws the unconscious thugs into a closet and locks it. Won't they be surprised? Then, whirling, he hurls a small object toward the closed door. His calling card, a yellow dart. Well, that's that. Let's see. Let's see now. Barone headed that way. He must be on the roof.
Why would he go to the roof?
Well, what I remember seeing in some of the like cartoons in the '60s in particular, like particularly the Spider-Man cartoon, right, where he like jumped from roof to roof. Maybe and I've seen some, you've seen it in Batman in the '90s as well. Sometimes they'll chase each other across the rooftops.
Yeah, for me, it's like the better choice is to go down and get in your car and get out of there.
Yeah, but it's like I think when people like sit there and start like trying to jump from roof to roof, they're hoping that maybe the person pursuing them won't be able to make the jump. I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, but you might not be able to make the jump.
Yeah.
And you go to the roof, there's less escape possibilities.
Right. Well, unless you get into a fight with your pursuer and knock him unconscious and throw him down to the street.
Yeah, but
then you have all the time in the world to escape, to go back down.
Yeah, but this guy's running because he just already took out all his cronies.
Right.
He's running because he knows if he gets in a fight with him, he's going to lose.
Right. And there he is. If you think you've got me, you're crazy.
Metal says Spider-Man 2, 2004. When Peter lost his powers, he did a good job of showing just how far apart rooftops actually are. Or was it 3? I think it was 2. Because 3 was with the Venom symbiont. So I don't think he jumped from one rooftop to another.
So Joseph's saying it was 2.
Yeah. Metal saying I haven't watched them in forever. I forget. And I think he was going up against Talk too.
Yeah. Actually, I need to go off camera here for a quick moment, Rick. So I'll be
back.
I'll be But okay, thanks. My gut. All right. Anyways, I'll be right back. So if you want to talk to the chat for a moment while I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's when he was supposed to go to whatchamacallit, Mary Jane's play. He was trying to win her over, yet he was saying he couldn't be with her. It's like, okay, you're a bit crazy, boy. You've already said you can't be with her. We just can be friends. Yet you're trying to win her love. It's like you can't have it both ways. Uh, Not too bad, Eric. Well, I have a job. I'm not sure whether you knew about that. I had it for about a year and a half, actually. Or just more than a year and a half, actually, now. So that way, that's been good. Snowdrift 2 is about a quarter of the way done. I haven't reviewed the bulk of the movie. I loved Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, but I can never remember if the power loss was in it or not.
All right. Now continuing on here, then. Don't be so sure about that. Well, look at how far they make the roof look there in that picture.
Yeah, well, there probably are definitely some that are close, but you never know when you're going to come across one that's not as close as what you would like. And it's a risk I just don't think that's, smart to take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Racing along the roof's edge, the target catches Boss Barone with a flying tackle. Surprise! Oof! But Barone quickly scrambles to his feet and let's see if you can take it. The target, temporarily dazed, is silent, sailing into space. Ha! You're the mighty target. So, you're the mighty target. A 40-foot drop. Will this be the end of the target? As
You
he
know what?
heard. Oh, go ahead.
They would be better to end on that last panel or have that be the last panel of the page because then it's a bit of a cliffhanger, not with having it right there. Putting that, will this be the end of the target? When the answer is like half a second away.
Yeah. As he hurtles earthward, the target grabs a fire escape. He'll come down soon, and when he does,
Metal says, if the next roof is lower, it becomes more possible, but you are still following the same distance as if you dropped straight down onto it. Yeah.
uh,
If you would get hurt falling 10 feet, normally you would get hurt jumping across to a building 10 feet down. Yeah.
all right, as we continue on here, of course, let's see. Waiting at the side of the building, the target is surprised to find Barone leave from the front and rush to a parked car. So long, target. Fooled me, huh? As the powerful car roars away from the curb, the target sprints after it. He still
Okay.
won't get. Oh, go ahead.
The target is surprised that he comes out through the front of the building where his car is. Why would you be surprised at that? It makes the most sense that that's where he'd be coming out from, in my opinion, anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He still won't get away. Leaks. May I come along? May I come along? What the?
I don't give it that one because cars weren't as fast as they are nowadays.
As the car thunders on at top speed, the pair battle furiously. So you thought you could escape the target. A few minutes later, at police headquarters, hey, O'Brien, look, there's a guy hanging on that telephone pole down there.
Oh, what do you know? It's the boss Barone. Fancy meeting you here. Look, I know.
Note.
Now, I think somebody want to go up for a sec for the police thing. I think somebody forgot to not darken that panel in the middle because that's supposed to be inside. I get the other ones are outside. That's why they darkened it, did the bluish, but they forgot not to do the one in the middle. Eric says, "See you guys late. See you guys. I left a thumbs up. Got to go. Take care, everyone." Okay, thanks, Eric.
Yeah,
Be sure to stop by my channel every so often if you're awake and all that. I'm doing a bunch of things over there.
All right. All right. Here's a little present for you. Mr. Police, Mr. Police, I am. All right, we know that's from the target. I got make out a lot of that script.
Mr. Police Commissioner, you'll find Baron's gang at Professor Phipps' place. Regards, the target.
The city room of the Daily Globe. Well. How about it? Anything on the target yet?
I've got Freeman out looking for him right now, Mr. Whitney.
Within the space of time, a few moments, the globe. Within the space of a few moments, the Globe receives the call. Me to their reporters.
Hey, Chief. I just saw the target. Yeah, I'm up here in the Bronx. He wore a yellow and black uniform and... That's it. The target is just run across 42nd Street here in Times Square. His uniform, it was black and red. Hey, there's your black and red medal for Target, the business. I'm on down here in the Battery, Chief. The target just run past the aquarium, huh? He was dressed in blue and black.
As news of the capture of the Barone gang by the target reaches the public, the Globe City editor is in a frantic frenzy.
Cheapers! I must be going nuts. The target in 3 places at once and dressed differently. What's next?
Woke Street, target captures Barone gang. Who is the target? And how can it be that he has been seen in 3 different places and in different colored uniforms? The identity of this amazing character is revealed in the December issue of Target Comics. All right, so Rick, overall impressions of the story.
For the most part, not bad. There's, a couple things that for me were, oh, well, they weren't too bad, obviously, but a little preposterous. But, and then, just natural criminal stuff, logic.
Yeah.
So, but overall, not too bad. I thought it was pretty good. Think I actually liked the character for the most part. And then Metal says, yeah, cars could hit up to 80 miles per hour by 1940, but it would still take like 20 seconds on average to go from 0 to 60, 12 seconds if it was a high performance Buick. Okay.
All right, so I need to step away from the computer for a moment, so I'll be right back. But yeah, well, at least before I
Yeah.
head off camera here. If you want to talk to the chat for a moment, I'm gone. I'll be right back. Then we'll get into the next story here.
Well, I would draw this character, the target, on Wednesday, but I think I'm going to try and finish off the sidekick character, color him, go back to my main character, color it, and I actually need to get some stuff done on background and personality. I'm just not sure where to go. Get into the fielding or fielder, how my main character got into to be a fielder. Kieran says, sorry for not commenting. Currently fixing my computer. Again? No problem, no problem. It's all right. But yeah, that makes sense that they could get up to that. Highway speed probably would have been close to that at that point, right? I'm not sure. I know it's 100 miles, no, 100 kilometers per hour here. I'm not sure what that's like 55 miles per hour. And in the city it would be less. So they were in the city. So, but then again, you're trying to get away from something, you probably would take off at a higher rate of speed. So, but yeah, 20 seconds, a lot of 110 is 70 miles per hour. 120 is 77 ish. 100 kilometers is 62. Okay. So yeah, I guess but yeah, like you said, they were a little bit slower getting to those speeds. I wish the UK uses the metric system like Canada. I thought the UK did. Oh no, you use a totally different system even than imperial or the metric, right? Um, well, it depends on. I think you use metric for some things, right? You like don't you use kilometers. I know you use something other than pounds for pounds or kilograms for weight, like scones or something like that.
Yeah,
Stones.
that is what, like in Britain they so to draw the comparison, because I remember this from when I used to watch old episodes of pro wrestling shows from like back in the 70s and early 80s. I can't even remember the name of the show now, but but actually for a long time it was a pretty popular wrestling sports show. They'd cover it'd be kind of like their version. It was like the British version of Wild World of Sports, like here in the States. So, but they would, basically, from what I understood, every 14 pounds was a stone. One stone was like equal to 14 pounds. So, like 252 pounds in America would be like 18 stones.
Yeah. Metal says most highways in the U.S. are between 55 and 70 speed limit, miles per hour speed limit still. Often 10 miles per hour lower at night than the day. Kieran says we use both system. Yeah, here in Canada, we officially use the metric system, but a lot of people go between metric and imperial for various things. Metal says it's a mix between metric and
Yeah.
trade for business.
Yeah,
and
Nat,
science.
sure. What the show I'm talking about featured wrestlers. Of course, I think for the most part, I think most of them, if not all of them, have passed on by this point. Because as I said, that was back in the 70s and early 80s. It's guys like some British legends like Shirley Crabtree, who was known as Big Daddy at the time. Giant Haystacks, Jackie Pallo. Jackie Pallo, who was not only was he a pro wrestler, but he was another one of those guys who who um, who also was a TV star at the time as well. Jim Breaks, Mick McManus, Alan Kirby, some of those guys, who wrestling. Even long before everybody knew him as William Regal or Lord Stephen Regal under his real name, Darren Matthews, he actually wrestled for that show as well. I just can't remember the name of the show, but it was on ITV a lot. It was the way it was presented as if like what we had here for a long time in the like 60s, 70s, and 80s was something called Wide World of Sports, which is where some of the lesser known sport, like here in the States, of course, we had baseball, basketball, and football were your big three, and American football is what I'm talking. I know over in Europe there they call soccer football, but it's like stuff like golf or soccer or tennis, or like decathlon or something that would have been covered on Wide World of Sport. Britain had a similar show.
Let's see. It's a mix between metric and traditional business and science, but old British imperial for day-to-day life. I wish I should cover that wrestling show on KWS. Metal says no one uses metric for temperature. They claim they do, but Celsius is on an alternate non-metric unit. If it were metric, we'd use Kelvin. Okay.
Oh,
I've always considered Celsius, I guess, metric myself, but
Oh, I just remember the name of the show, and the matches for some of these guys you can actually find on YouTube as well. Necessary. The show was called World of Sport. That was the name of the show, I believe. World of Sport. So just look World of Sport and look up some of the names that I mentioned, and you should be able to find like one of the more amazing. Now, granted, British pro wrestling back then was actually more akin to what we would call freestyle wrestling. It wasn't anything like what you would have probably grown up on. Granted, they did use a lot of like European uppercuts, but it was more like closer to like freestyle or amateur, or collegiate type wrestling, as opposed to what you had seen like in the 90s. So just to give you a heads up on there. But it was back in the time when they really were promoting professional wrestling as a sport.
Yeah.
They have rounds and everything like that. So something to check out, and you can check it out on YouTube. The name of the particular show, now that I just remembered, it was The World of Sport. So anyways.
Let's see. Kieran says back in the era of ITV, was not one channel, so it will take a long while figuring out which company produced it for which country. Then Metal's like the Brits called it soccer first, short for association football, but they forgot and called it that and blamed us still for using it.
Yeah, so anyways, the name of the program was
World of Sport.
And you're right. The shows were a lot of times they were produced more locally in many ways. They'd even, and there would even be times there was a certain set, during there was a certain number of years, there a run of years where they'd actually have a special special halftime or intermission show during when they'd have the FIFA Cup, I guess, in which like if there was a halftime show, they would actually have an episode of World of Sport Wrestling on there. But
yeah, well, maybe we should get on to story 2.
Yeah, that's because we're already past the hour mark.
Yeah, we've been talking about whatever for about 10 minutes or more.
Well, we were talking about British because Natsuri wanted to cover that. I was just giving her the information there.
Well, I think Nat Kieran was saying she should cover it on her show. Yeah. Whatever KWS is.
Kieran's wrestling show.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was just trying to give her some more information about it so that when she goes to look up the information, she'll know what to look for. That's what I was doing. But since I don't think any of you had even heard of any of that before I mentioned it, before I went into all that, that's why.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
on to Blue Bolt.
Yeah, Blue Bolt, 10 cents, 15 cents in Canada. Featuring Blue Bolt, Sub-Zero, Sergeant Spook, Dick Cole, Volume 1, Number 6. Nerves steeled. Dick Cole edged toward the door of the plane.
KWS is out of action until my PC decides to work again, says Kieran. Or two, you can get a new PC, a new used PC.
All right. Ye editor's page. See your name in print for each letter published. $1.
Ooh, that'd be a lot back then.
Uh-huh.
Are you paying for that, or do you get a buck if they publish it?
I think the idea is you get a buck if they publish it, I guess.
Joe Simon and
Oh,
Jack Kirby.
yeah.
Two big
As
names.
we were saying, though, we're going to look at the Dick Cole story instead. There we go. And you know, I think I'm going to let you do Dick Cole. Kind of so, Rick. All right.
Yeah. Metal says about $23.95 today. Oh, that's what with 10 cents would be, or 15 cents.
Well, maybe he's saying that's what $1 would be today.
Oh, or dollar. Okay, I guess we
Dick
can go
Cole, Wonder Boy.
Not the Boy Wonder.
Dick is in Hollywood at United Studios, acting as a stuntman and double for the famous movie star Burt Hart, not to be confused with Bret Hart.
Or what's his name? What's an action? Bit of an action. Smokey and the Bandit. Um,
Burt Reynolds.
yeah, Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Burt Reynolds wasn't around then, and neither was Bret Hart.
Well,
Metal says $1 to get your name in.
yeah. For 4 weeks, they have been shooting the picture. For weeks, they've been shooting the picture. Shining Star, and now they are just about to complete it. The great sound stage is set, and Dick is flying into the final action
Shot.
shot. All right, give me panic down there. Panic. Watch that cat. Shoot if Cole gets into trouble. And roll it. Light. Camera.
Sound.
Run everybody.
I guess this hero is a real dick.
With terrific impact, Dick meets the tiger in midair. Grrr! He drops to the ground and flings the big cat into a waiting cage.
In you go, pussy.
Oh boy. Cut. Okay, wrap it up. That's all.
The double entendres with that one nowadays.
Director Malcolm. The stars, Betty Lee and Burt Hart, rush up to congratulate Dick. Great work, you and great work, kid. And tonight we celebrate the finish of the pit out at our producer's Malibu place.
It was a lot of fun.
It was marvelous, Dick. You're coming to Brown's party, aren't you, kid? Okay, gang. Take the showers. That's the works. Of course Dick's going. He's going to escort me, aren't you, Dick?
I guess I am, Betty Lee.
Great. As the others leave the set, Director Malcolm cautions a stagehand. Mac, get those shining star films right over to the cutting room, and be careful of them. They're worth their weight in gold.
Okay, boss.
That night at Dick's hotel.
Sure you don't want to come, Dad?
No, boy. It isn't every night a boy like you takes a big movie star to a party, and when he does, he likes to do it alone. Meanwhile, in a small room, certain former employee of the studio plots a dark seed.
Those shining star films are in the cutting room now. All of them. They're finished shooting, and the collection of cans represents about 100,000 smackaroos, whatever, sets, labor.
Yeah.
If they're stolen, the company will have to pay 50,000 to get them back. Why? Because it would cost them 100,000 to shoot them all over again. So we're going to get them, and at the same time get a crack at that squirt, the Wonder Boy. Now get this. It's impossible to get into the studio, past the guards, unless you're known, unless you're a big shot. This Dick Cole is a real spitter for Bret Hart, the star. Now, tonight, there's a party.
And we get it, Phil. Come on. Just about this time, Dick is calling for Betty Lee.
Gee, you look great, Betty Lee. Ready?
I sure am. As they approach the shore road to Malibu Beach. Oh, Dick, look, somebody's in trouble. They want us to stop. Dick slows to a stop.
What's the matter? Hey there. Can you give? Hey there. Can you give? Okay. gang. It's cool.
Then, sensing danger, lurches ahead again.
No, you don't. Hey,
Stop him!
jump into our car. Chase him.
Ping, ping! It's that awful little carp, Dick. I saw him. Bang!
That rat. I should have pressed those old charges against him. Wow, there goes our tire. We'll have to jump. Here we go.
Luckily,
Oh, we missed the speeding out of control, speeding in the for one panel where they're going.
a clump of bushes breaks their fall. Crash! Out of control, the speeding car plunges wildly over the cliff.
Yeah, that was from the panel where we should jump out.
Yeah, the way they put these together.
Yeah.
Carp and his evil cronies leap down the cliff and brave their furniture home.
Okay. How dumb are these guys? Did they see that these guys actually landed in a bush before they leaped? That car just went over a cliff. You want to go after that car when it's crashing? When it's probably going to crash and burn? I don't know about those guys.
Stunned from the fall, Dick is unable to persist their
Vicious
assault or resist their vicious. Ah!
Get him!
Help him! Suck!
All right now, Wonder Boy, get up there. And one squawk or fast move from you and Betty Lee gets it. Understood? You.
Come on, Toots.
And they're just going to climb up this cliff that they just rolled on.
Back on the road, Carp produces a studio makeup pencil.
Okay, Puggle, keep the cutie covered while I do a little artwork on him. What are you tin horn crooks trying to pull?
I got him. I got him covered. Carpy.
And go, sis. I'm not sure who's doing him.
Oh.
Up you
go. Anyways, and deftly paints a mustache on Dick's upper lip.
There we are. Now you look just like Mr. Bret Hart. Get in the car. Bret Hart. Get in the car and we'll start. Start for where? We're going back into town, Wonder Boy, and you're going to get us into United Studios. That's what you think, Carp.
Shall I choke the baby a little carpy? Oh,
Either you pretend your heart, get us past the guards and inside, or we cut Betty up in little pieces. Now, which is it? You rotten dog. Which is it? We're almost there. Okay, you get it. Okay, get
at the gate.
in. Okay, you
At the
get
gate.
it in. Okay, go ahead.
At the gates. Straw Hat Harry's gun. Prods Dick up to the studio guards.
Yeah.
Evening, Mr. Hart. Want to come in?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Thanks. Okay, Straw Hat. Here's the cutting room on the right. Pull up by the steps. Puggle. Grab that accelerating lamp.
Oh, I think it's a acetylene lamp.
Acetylene lamp. What are you mugs going to do in here?
That might be the boss, sir.
Yeah. You'll see, Wonder Boy.
I gotta go off camera here for a quick moment.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Why don't you talk to the chat for a moment? Let's at least see where we're at on time here.
28
we're at
after.
hour 27, so we're making good time at least. Anyways, I'll be right back.
So, Metal, how'd things go with Flit last Thursday? Or Wednesday, actually, no. Oh, well, you're back.
Yep. All right. A blast from the powerful torch ruins the door lock.
Turn lamp, Puggle, and get the light in the next room. And no tricks, Gold. I get the drift now. You're going to swipe the shining star shootings. You guys are crazy.
In the cutting room, Dick.
Think you're those two thugs?
All right. Drop you're staying with us. 18, 19, 20, we got them.
Go ahead, get in the room now before I plug you. And be thankful you're alive. If you harm that girl, Carp, so help me, I'll chase you to Border? Born?
I'll chase you to Borneo.
Borneo. Get in there.
Locked inside the adjoining room, Dick snaps his bands and listens. Snap!
I gotta get out of here and fast. Okay, you got them all? Get going. We'll grab a studio plane and beat it for the desert.
Get moving, Toots. As the others leave, Dick finds a light.
Huh? A dynamo room? No windows, doors. It's like a vault.
Meanwhile, the guards have become suspicious. I thought that wasn't Hart's car. Here they come. Here they come now. Hey, stop! Oh, pang, pang!
Get out of the way, Flatfoot. Head for the black line. Straw Hat, the studio hangar. Here we are. Pull up, quick.
Quickly, they wheel a plane out. Hurry it up.
Hurry. Those shots me. Start an alarm. My question is, do any of them know how to fly the plane?
Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we?
Yeah.
Meantime, Dick looks hurriedly about for a means of escape.
By heaven, I'll get out of here. If I have to blast.
He attacks a flywheel with a huge wrench. It becomes almost all of Dick. It requires almost all of Dick's superhuman strength to lift it into the air.
My way. Or the highway.
With a mighty heave, he flings the giant wheel at the wall, crashing a hole clean through it. Crash!
Out. So my way out.
He leaps through the gap and races down the studio street. That way, the hangars.
Okay. Get to a phone. Call the police.
As the plane takes off, it becomes obvious that it will barely miss a building at the opposite side of the field.
I've got to get up on that roof.
The guard, reaching the gate, phone frantically calls the police. The gate phone. United Studios, robbery, a shooting, hurry. Bringing superpower into play, Dick bounds up into the balcony. Then, gaining the roof, he races to the peak.
This is gonna be close. he did jump up onto the roof, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more desperate lunge to the plane. Under okay, I can't even
Undercarriage.
undercarriage.
Yeah, one more desperate lunge to the plane's undercarriage.
Straining every muscle, Dick slowly crawls up onto the wing. As Dick enters the plane, Pogo the mug makes a wild lunge for him. Get him, Dick. Well,
I'll
I'll be.
be.
Oh, and by a miracle of strength, gets the plane's door. Okay, I went kind of the wrong way there, but oh well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dick sidesteps quickly, and Pogo's body hurtles through the open air. Then Dick dives for Straw Hat, while Betty attacks Carp.
You little.
Fight them, Dick, and I'll help.
You're next, Weasel Puss. Come here. Pang.
One wicked right is enough for Straw Hat. Carp, stricken with panic, now leaves the stick to do battle with Dick. Leaves the stick to do battle with Dick. Some nice
I
little
think it would
running.
have been he leaves the chick to do battle with Dick.
Oh boy. Dick, his gun.
Step right up, mister.
A sledgehammer left to the button, and Carp is all through. Shock her.
Pot. Pot shot.
Police and spectators streaming onto the field watch the plane out of control. Now, with awe and horror, will it crash? I
There
see it.
she, there she is.
Dick Cole, the Wonder Boy, is in it. Clank,
Betty
clank.
Lee will be killed.
What a story.
They'll all be killed.
It's going to crash.
They're Connors.
A tailspin.
We can't beat it. We'll crash. I'll try to keep her nose up.
Oh, okay. Okay, Dick.
Oh,
While
in
in
the
the
plane.
plane.
We're set.
Yeah. Then it comes. Crash! But Dick's skillful hand at the stick saves their lives. Click! Boy, we're glad to see you two alive.
We made it, Betty. And the films are safe. And the films are safe. And
Hold it, Mr. Cole. There goes Carp to the hospital, then jail.
wonder if that's the end of him.
I hope so.
That's the end of him,
That-
all right. All right. The next entertainment for us is the film's premiere.
A week later at the hospital. Sorry, Captain. You can't move him yet. He's been in a coma for a week. It's strange. But as soon as Carp is alone.
Oh, come on. Come on. You'll say, folks. Fools, you'll see when you find I've escaped out of here.
Will Phil Carp escape? And if so, will Dick? And if so, will Dick? But wait, that's next month's story. There'll be a real Hollywood premiere, a ruthless murder, and excitement galore in the next Blue Bolt. All right, so Rick, overall impressions of the story?
Not too bad. It was pretty good. I think I had a couple criticisms here or there, but not as quite as many as the first one.
All right, let's see. So an hour 42. So anything more you want to say on this before we move on to the next segment of the show?
Not that I can think of, although I know what the next segment is.
All right. So with that, all right. So now, next portion of the show, of course, as we're done with the reading. As I said, we were going to get through 2 stories tonight because we did the intro in part. So we read 2 stories tonight. Not quite good story. Yeah. That's right. Good story.
Yeah.
All right. So we got through 2 stories tonight. So between the 2, which one did you like better or made the better impression, and why?
I must admit, we only have 2, as you said, 2 stories tonight. So it is actually really hard because, in a lot of ways, yeah, I had a few more criticisms for the first one, I believe. But in a lot of ways, I think they were equal in, you know, interest in making an impression. But I guess if I'm gonna have to pick, I'll have to say the second one, just because I had a few less criticisms throughout the story. A few less beyond belief moments, or suspension of disbelief, or bigger suspension of disbelief. I think you get what I mean. I think everybody else does.
Yeah. Basically, you liked the second one we did better because there wasn't quite as much of a stretch in terms of the logic and reasoning of the story.
Yeah, and it's like by like that much that I'm doing it. I'm picking more because I have to, just because.
Yeah, well, I mean, I try to make people think and make and
yeah.
I don't want just these wishy-washy things. Well, I can't decide. I can you can always decide. It's just that something that I get, and sometimes it makes your brain work a little harder when when there's not such a disparity between the stories, where it is a little bit harder to think, okay, why did I like this one better than
And I don't admit it might even be a bit wish-washy, my reasoning, but it's if anything's going to edge it out, I think that's going to be it. And it's only making it edge it out by a smidgen or two, So.
Well, essentially, what you're saying is that you like the second story better because
Yeah.
there just wasn't,
Yeah.
there wasn't as much of a stretch to the logic as, let's say,
Yeah.
in the first.
But for the most part, they're pretty much equal in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just if I have to pick one, I would pick the first one as I think is a little bit better. I guess that's more if I had to pick one that I think is a little bit better, maybe not so much captivated my interest more because I think they captivated my interest about the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because that one didn't make my disbelief just go.
All right. So
I guess that puts the other one in the other category.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't even bother because you pretty much covered a good analysis of both stories in one shot there. I mean, you only had two stories, and obviously the second one. I mean, you like Dick Cole better than the Dick Cole story better than Target and Targeteers, and you gave a reason why.
Yeah.
So,
although I do like
there was no need to reiterate everything that you just said for Target and Targeteers.
Yeah, but like I like the first one's costume better and all that. It was more a superhero story where the second one wasn't really a superhero story.
Just not as much of the costume, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So, anything more you want to say before we move on?
Not that I can think of at this time.
All right. Well, we are now down towards the end of the show, and yes, Netsari is pointing out today being Sunday, August the 23rd, 2026. Let's take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. And of course, I do have something in the history segment that I know as soon as I talk about it that Meryl's gonna really like. So, 1986, 23rd, 2021, and 1926. All right. So first out, going back 100 years ago yesterday. Going back 100 years ago yesterday, back to 1926. And I grab that. Pat Sullivan's cartoons Felix the Cat in Tulip Time premiered in theaters on yesterday's date 100 years ago, back in 1926. In Tulip Time, Felix chases a mouse onto a ship, gets seasick, and eventually finds himself in Holland. He flirts with a local Dutch girl and angers a local man who hits him in the head with a wooden shoe. He makes a deal with another man for a dish of milk in exchange for watering the man's plants. But Felix accidentally puts gin into the watering can and gets the plants drunk. Okay. That's interesting.
Not exactly how I would think a cat would water a garden.
Yeah, but
I think the cat would be taking a leak there to water the garden.
Yep. But that is a very interesting. But nonetheless, the way they did do that story was actually pretty interesting. So
yeah, and then plants getting drunk. I don't think so. But it's cartoons. What do you expect?
Oh yeah, the shorts of. All right, moving on to the next piece in each history. Moving ahead to 1986, which is 60 years from that point. 40 years ago today, on this date, 40 years ago today, back in 1986.
Oh, Robotech.
Yeah. The 10th issue of Robotech Masters from Comics went on sale on this date back in 1986. So for $1.50 and was 32 pages. So on this date, or on yesterday's date rather, 40 years ago, 10th issue of Robotech Masters went on sale on newsstands. sold for $1.50
Comico.
and was 30. Yeah, Comico seemed to be a company that lasted. Um, Probably one of the lesser known companies, I guess, for a while there.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. And now, finish things off, going back 5 years ago today, on this date, 5 years ago today.
Oh, there's nothing further back for this date, or is this yesterday's
No,
date?
for this date, no, there's no anime news or anime history that I could find for this date either. So
Yeah, I was just surprised with only 5 years ago for today's date.
yeah, but 5 years ago from today's date, on today's date, from the Pachanga Arena in San Diego, California, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event. In the aftermath of that year's SummerSlam pay-per-view. The show saw in the main event Riddle with Randy Orton in his corner, defeating AJ Styles at almost his corner. Women's tag action, of course, Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley defeating Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Let's see, Karrion Kross defeated Ricochet in a minute and a half. And let's see, the opening of the show saw Damian Priest defeat Bobby Lashley via DQ in a minute 30, only to set up a tag match between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre and Sheamus and Bobby Lashley. Alrighty then. So that's all we got for you guys tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Rick, before we head out, first off, you can stick around for a couple of minutes afterwards for post show and stuff like that. That'd be appreciated.
Yeah.
Also, before we head out, Rick, I'm going to, of course, give you, let's get that series last comment here. I finally got my pick working, so expect a KWS for tomorrow. And thanks for the show, Mike and Rick. No problem. But before we do head out, of course, I'm going to give Rick an opportunity to once again promote anything he's doing this week and talk about anything he wants to kind of get off his chest, if anything. So, Rick, go for it.
Well, of course, I'm doing my manga Monday, so I'll be doing some manga character tomorrow, drawing up. I will be finishing, most likely, drawing up my cross between Gen and Reptile, or starting it. I'm not sure whether I got it started last week or not. I don't think it did because my drawing program acted up, so I had to restart my computer and all that, and I just want to set everything up. And then Thursday, I will be finishing not Thursday, Wednesday, I will be finishing up my drawing of the sidekick for my character for the upcoming Entropy Effect one-shot Metals RPG system that he created for his universe that I will be participating in. So, and then of course we'll have the silhouette game on Thursday,
And I might try to drop in for that, just see where exactly I ended up on the list, see how much I moved up.
And that's going to be fighting game characters like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and Tekken and all the other different ones like that. So
yeah. Well, I probably have more of a knowledge of like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat than anything else. So I don't know how much I will do that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I always say that we encourage on that show is you can, well, we call it steal, but borrow, whatever, copy, however you want to copy somebody's answer that you think might be correct. And so somebody puts an answer in first, right? And you think their answer might be right. If you can copy it and put it in time to get second or third place to get some points, feel free to do it.
Yeah. I've never been that type of person though, but if you allow it, then
yeah, because technically I can't know whether you knew it or not. I can suspect one way or another, but
Yeah.
And hey, somebody might as well get the points, Otherwise, it doesn't matter. It matters, but doesn't matter. It's there for the taking, right? So,
all right. All right. So, anything more you want to say before we
yeah,
head
and
on?
I just shared the
And I
link
just
to my
I just
actual
posted
channel.
the link for you. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So
All
yeah,
right.
that's it.
So, anything more you want to say? I'm sorry. I should have let you finish there.
Yeah. Oh, I just said that's it. That's
All right. Well, with that being said, I thank everybody for being here tonight, and I hope everybody will. I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. We'll have more niche news, of course, tomorrow. So, with that, thank everybody for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow.